So many have headed into the new year with full force, creating resolutions aimed at improving their all-around wellness. Joining us today with tips to help achieve these goals is modern wellness expert Sam Tejada. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. We appreciate you being here. What are some of the ways that your modern wellness services like IV therapy and weight loss shots can supercharge your New Year's resolutions and health goals? Because I need some of those weight loss shots desperately.
We all do, especially after all the holiday eating, right?
Yeah.
So IV nutrients therapy, gets a lot of vitamins, minerals, and amino acids that your body utilizes to function directly into your bloodstream, helping boost up your metabolism, get your immune system on point. And then there's also some of our weight loss modalities that include like the injections that have become very popular, like semaglutide or even tirzepatide, that help manage your appetite and also control your blood sugar levels. So those are some of the key things that we offer at Liquivita.
So is that something like there are days where I'll have something to eat and then later on you kind of crash and you're looking for like some sort of sweet something to kind of like boost you back up, and I usually grab like junk food, and I shouldn't. Don't be mad at me, Sam.
Yeah, we got to control what we eat, right? That's important. Food is medicine. So, but yes, to answer your question, it does control your appetite. It doesn't control that insulin spike when you eat a lot. And what it does is it prevents the insulin secretion to be managed properly, so you're not storing that extra fat.
Got it. So what are some, if someone's watching, what are some of the things that people should consider when they are looking for a provider for these types of services that you folks provide?
So definitely look for a provider. How I always say, every great athlete has a coach, right? Every successful business person has a mentor, someone that holds them accountable. So same thing with your health. You want to have someone like that. So when you're looking for a medical provider, especially on the wellness side, find someone who's reputable, that's notable, someone who's gone through certain type of fellowships, through certain accredited organizations. One of them is the American IV Association. Another one is also the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine. So these are doctors that have gone through these fellowships and have proper training on these different modalities.
And one of the other things too, what is the level of medical supervision and almost the personalization that you recommend for having some of these services?
So any facility that you go to needs to have a medical doctor on board, which is either an MD or DO. That's my recommendation for that. And then, obviously they're mid-level practitioners like a nurse practitioner or a physician associate. They have the ability to diagnose and prescribe. As long as they have this proper training through accredited organizations, you should be good to go.
And how do you even know if you are a good candidate for something like this, some of the services that you provide? Because you were holding up a box before we even went on. How do I even know like if that would be something that would be good for me?
So the first step is what I call looking under the hood, right? Is going through getting some of these diagnostics done, right? Plus the assessment. So body composition analysis, we utilize a DEXA scan to not just look at bone density, but we look at body composition analysis, which consists of your lean mass, your adipose fat, which is more of the fluffy fat, and then also visceral fat, which is the fat that lines the organs, which you definitely want to have a lower percentage of that because it's indicative of cardiovascular disease and other chronic illnesses if so. Alongside with that, the comprehensive blood work, where we're not just looking at basic blood work, how traditional medicine does. We're looking at micronutrients deficiencies, toxins that you could be exposed to through environment and foods, and then also many other things like hormones, thyroid function. So definitely looking under the hood and getting these diagnostics to see if you're even a candidate for some of these modalities that we're talking about.
And I know guys usually just speaking from myself, guys usually it builds up around their stomach all the time, which is not good, no matter how old you are.
I agree. Listen, a lot of people talk about the dad bod. We don't want the dad bod. We want to have that beautiful, sexy summer body, right? The beach body.
Yeah, in my head I do, but in reality I don't think that's the case. You also have written a book as well. Tell us about that.
So yeah, I wrote this book here. It's called How to Win in Modern Wellness. And what I ended up doing throughout my 10 years of growing in this industry, I built some very strong relationships with other leaders in the industry, my competitors. And what I did is I gave them all a chapter in my book. And what we're doing is we're all talking about the different biohacking modalities that are out there. And then what we're also all talking about how we're winning together in this world of modern wellness.
Well, that's all good stuff because we all want to feel better in the new year and actually for the rest of our life. Sam, thanks so much for being on with us. All the best to you.
Pleasure. Likewise.
Now you can find these wellness tips and resources over at rhodeshow.com.